Hi, friends. Marco here. I had a weird experience with ChatGPT recently. I was preparing to teach in the high school ministry at my church on the assigned topic of purpose. And I certainly had some rudimentary thoughts I was working with, but I was feeling a bit stuck in my prep. Fairly randomly, I Googled, "What do you think your purpose in life is?" And it quickly gave me a bland, generic response. Then I opened ChatGPT and I asked it, "What would Mark Ostreicher say my purpose is?" Thinking I probably wouldn't get a response. After about 1 second, it told me in an eerily accurate way what I would probably say. It said that it was based on books and online articles and videos. And then it asked me, "Would you like me to craft a more personalized Marco style reflection that sounds like he's speaking directly to you?" Now I was getting into very weird terrain, but of course I answered yes. Immediately, AI me was speaking to IRL me, telling me what I would say to me about purpose. And it was trippy how much the content, tone, and wording was me-ish. Of course, the main aspect of this was disequilibrating was how it knew and mimicked me. But the other aspect that I should be used to by now, but will admit I'm not yet used to, was how fast that unique and personalized content generation happened. In case you're wondering, I did not use ChatGPT to create this Devo. I think we can all agree that our world is speedy these days and the pace is increasing. It's increasing for lots of reasons, but certainly one of them is that most of us are obsessed with speed. American author Elbert Hubbard wrote, "The world is moving so fast now that the person who says it can't be done is generally interrupted by someone doing it." That author wrote that in 1903. Okay, so I know I'm an old guy and maybe I have a little more of a perch to view this shift, but I like speed also. I have no nostalgic desire to return to simpler times and all the messiness that was embedded in that world. Heck, I don't even want to return to 1 week photo development or life without my cell phone. But fast has a cost. I can easily see this in the lives of the middle schoolers I work with at my church. Fast is all they've ever known. It's normative. And they've been enculturated into assuming fast is always good or preferred. The problem, the tension, is that God doesn't seem to share our value. God seems to be, annoyingly at times, very much into slow. Sure, we've all had light bulb moments where everything makes sense. So hopefully you've seen students have those aha moments when everything becomes clear. And we've all heard testimonies of instant transformation. We like those moments, those stories, because they align with our speediness fixation. And when God doesn't answer prayers on our desired time frame or doesn't bring transformation in our lives and ministries as if we had a fast pass, we feel disconnect and dissatisfaction, discouragement. So often, when God's values are different than my values, I find that I default to one of two very different responses, either shame, this is my fault, I suck, or a kind of spiritual whateverism. Fine, God, I'll just move on without you and you can catch up when you're ready. In either of those responses, I'm missing out on the beautiful work God's Spirit wants to do in my life. So, why is this a Thanksgiving theme? Well, I'd like to propose thankfulness requires slowness. Psychologists tell us that thankfulness or gratitude occurs when we receive something but recognize that someone else is largely responsible for the benefit. And neurologists tell us that gratitude involves a combination of the logic part of our brains, the prefrontal cortex, and the part of our brains that assists in differentiating and noticing others, which could mean I am not God, or could mean I see that kindness you offered me. And in a particularly lovely reality, the exercising of gratitude is like a muscle that gets stronger with practice. Gratitude gives way to more gratitude. But all of that takes time and slowness and patience and calm. Here's a bit of a bottom line. If God is into slow, it's not because God is outdated. It must be because slow is in my best interest and your best interest, since God's primary motivation toward us is always love. My youth ministry friends, I pray that you will intentionally choose some slowness this Thanksgiving week. Breathe, relax, digest. If you'll slow down a bit, you might open yourself up to more thankfulness. And you might just notice Jesus saying, "Oh, hey, so nice to see you. Let's chill a little together." Happy Thanksgiving, friends. I'm sure thankful for you.